Hi everyone, it's BK here. Hope you're doing really well on the public holiday. I think it's a public holiday all over Australia. No, actually it isn't. It's only in Queensland. We have Eka Day here. Just wanted to do a video today on accountability. This is really the number one problem in the Australian property market, in my view. Everyone is promising so high returns. Everyone is promising, all these industry experts promising high returns, but the math and the results don't back it up. Okay, so you'll see so many ads promising 9-10% yields on duplexes. You'll see so many ads promising 14% yields in rooming house strategy. You'll see so many ads promising a guaranteed 50% return in 2 years' time. You'll know who I'm talking about. It's definitely not the B team. And even buyer's agent, look, there's so many good buyer's agents as well, but they fall they have a tendency to post deals that they've just bought for clients. Okay, so for example, a buyer's agent might say, we've just bought in a suburb, here's the picture of the property, look how awesome it is, look, the vacancy rate is less than 1%, the forecasted capital growth is 17 to 18% based on what an online system is telling them. It has potential for development down the road in 10 or 15 years time when zoning changes, right? So it's based on a deal that they've bought right now, and because all the property investors, maybe yourselves, are sick and tired of researching, it's kind of like a carrot at the end of the stick. It's like, oh, only if I could get that one, that one looks amazing. So many of the property professionals are doing this. They promise the returns, they promise these results that are a little bit hyperbole, a little bit exaggerated, and they never actually show you the results that they've actually got. And so this is the number one problem in Australian real estate: accountability. Everyone is promising so many things. I'm sure you've seen it, right? Syndicate funds promising monthly payouts, duplex deals, or development projects promising 31% return in 2 years' time, even before any of the development has been achieved, and it's a 5 townhouse project. Or buyers agents, showing deal after deal after deal after deal, that they've just bought. It looks amazing, but where's the accountability, right? It looks all good and people get tempted to go with these particular outfits, but where is the accountability? Once the buyer's agent has actually bought you a property and you've handed over the $15,000, what then? If it hasn't been able to give you a passive income, or more importantly, if it hasn't been able to rise in value so that you can extract equity in the first 2 or first 3 years to go again, which is really what you need to develop a portfolio, then what? Right? Can you go back to them and say, why hasn't it occurred? And their stock answer will be, well, market forces, we can't guarantee anything. All that we can really guarantee is growth over the long term. But guys, if all you want is growth over the long term, over 15, 20 years, then you don't need a buyer's agent. You don't need me. You don't need anyone. You can basically buy in any capital city and just follow some key principles like land to asset ratio and a few others, and you'll do well over 20 years. Okay, so how do we actually choose which professional, so to speak, which advisor or which expert or which guru we should go with? Right? There's no accountability in this industry. It's not regulated, and hardly anyone posts results historically. Okay? You can count on your one hand how many professionals out there are time and time again illustrating the results that they've got for their customers. Okay? For example, I, Joe Blog, have bought a property for my client 5 years ago, and here's the results that they've got right now, today. Here's the growth that they've got, etc., etc. Not anyone, or hardly anyone, is actually doing that. Okay, so there is very, very little accountability. I posted a video, a post yesterday actually, showing a result of a client that bought in Canberra, in ACT. This was actually bought a year and a half ago, or 18 months ago, something like that. And it's achieved more than $50,000 of growth. I think it was actually more than that, $75,000 of growth in just 7 months. Okay, and you can investigate that, right? So what you need to look for when going with a trusted advisor or a professional or a buyer's agent or an educator or someone who's trying to sell you property, what you need to go for is demonstrated results. Ask them for at least 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 results, not properties that they've bought just now, but results that they've got for clients in the past. Okay, so you want to be asking them not the property that they've just bought a year ago, or not the property that they've just settled for a client last week, and an existing deal or deal of the week. That's not what you're looking for. You want to make sure you look and interrogate the results that they've got for their clients 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. How have the properties performed that they purchased back then? Because time is the only true witness of results, right? You can't say whether someone is good or bad based on how well they speak, including me. You can't tell how good someone is based on the types of properties they're buying now. Only time tells whether that was in fact a good property or not, right? So accountability is the biggest thing. You'll see in your Facebook ad reel, news feed, you'll see many people post a whole bunch of things about property, trying to get you to into their sort of web of webinars and seminars and all this sort of stuff. You'll see the deal of the week. It all looks really enticing, but I tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, that deal of the week, that amazing property that they're showcasing that they've just bought for a client, 9 times out of 10, fast forward 3 years, and it's only risen in value by $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Okay, so once again, I don't mean to be negative here, but it's an unregulated industry, and anyone can do anything they want. So whether it's me or anyone else, before you sign up with them, put aside the marketing, put aside the flashy webinars, put aside how popular they are. In fact, some of the most popular educators, some of the most popular buyer's agents are one of the worst buyer's agents, the worst educators, right? And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because they're popular, because they're big, people think they must be awesome, right? I mean, they're all over Facebook, they've got like 30,000 likes, they're on the podcasts, they're blah, 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 blah. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. People think they're big, therefore they must be good. They've got hundreds of clients, therefore I can really trust them. That's not how it works. And unfortunately, they live and breathe off that. Even if they're not delivering results, just the quantum of clients that they have means that they just get more and more clients, right? They just get bigger and bigger and bigger, even if the results that they're generating are subpar. So put aside the popularity or the fame or how big someone is, right? And look at their results. Can they give you 5, 10, 15 case studies of real results that they've achieved for clients before? Have they actually achieved capital growth for their clients in the last year, in the last 2 years, in the last 3 years? There is never a time in Australia that you cannot achieve capital growth. Okay? It doesn't matter whether COVID is going on. It doesn't matter if the economy is good or bad. There are always possibilities to achieve capital growth and passive income. So just ask them, what have you achieved in the last year? And if they're happy to sit down, share those results with you, send you a few links, if they're happy for you to talk to their clients and really validate these as well, then you know that they are accountable and they're trustworthy. Okay, so I've done a video many months ago on accountability, trust. This one is mostly about accountability. There is no accountability in the property industry right now, and what you'll notice if you're part of various Facebook groups or various pages, even like this one, you'll see that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy I'm friends with 5 buyer's agents. Those 5 buyer's agents are friends with 10 mortgage brokers. Those 10 mortgage brokers are friends with 7 different conveyancers. And they're all part of a circle, right? So they're all commenting, they're all liking, they're all G'ing each other up. And the poor novice investor thinks that they must be awesome, but it's actually not the case, right? It's just their friend circle, their acquaintance circle, their industry circle is making them out to be fantastic, whereas in actual reality, we don't know how good they actually are in the science of selecting suburbs and selecting properties. So I'm a little bit outspoken here, and I really don't want to come across as negative, but I just want to lay out the truth of how the industry actually works, and whether it's me or anyone else, what you need to be looking for is demonstrated results, not based on a property that they've just bought a month ago, or the deal of the week, or what a client says about them right now, but what the properties they bought have actually resulted in. How much capital growth, how much passive income are they generating for their clients based on historical purchases? Okay, and so, you know, I posted a result of a client yesterday in Canberra. Purchase price was under $500,000, $75,000 of equity in 7 months. But you shouldn't just take my word for that either. You should look for multiple examples of how I'm doing that, right? You should, and then interrogate, how are you actually doing it? Is it based on luck, or have you been consistent in doing that? Do you have a repeatable system, right? Do you have a system that can be proved? Can you actually apply your system retrospectively to 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and pick the suburbs that actually boomed 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, right? Or does the system only for some reason work right now and may not work in the future, right? So go with someone who can prove their results and has a system that can be validated and proved, not just predictably in the future, but most importantly, retrospectively. You can actually take their system, you can take the data they look at, how they interpret the data, the trends they look at, the relative weightings, the thresholds that the data needs to be within as well for a suburb to be deemed as strong and likely to grow in value. You need to make sure you interrogate that and actually apply it retrospectively and see if it actually works, right? Because if it is a system that is worth trusting, it should have worked in the past, not just for properties that they bought for, but for any suburbs across Australia. Okay, so if you find someone who has this, right, a buyer's agent, an educator, or whoever, then you go with them and you interrogate them, you interview them, you find the results that they've delivered for their clients. The system, it needs to be accountable. Okay, it needs to be accurate predictably and also retrospectively in the past. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about accountability today because I think it's really lacking in the industry. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully this brings some value to you. And of course there are many, many, many great buyer's agents, many, many, many great educators, etc. But if there's one thing that you can take home from this video, is that how big a particular company is doesn't determine how good they are, right? Just because they're on all the podcasts, just because they have a huge following, you know, all of that stuff doesn't mean that they will actually get you the result that you want. Okay, so fight for the underdog, you know, really back someone who has demonstrated for multiple other people what you want in your property investment journey. Okay, so if this was valuable, if this was actually useful, then please let me know. Please give me a like or give me a comment. I can see some coming through right now, so thank you everyone for that in the Facebook group. If it wasn't valuable, then please let me know as well. Maybe DM me, maybe don't comment down below. But yeah, also let me know on future topics that you'd like me to speak about. If there's questions that you have about the system, if there's questions you have about property investment, strategy, trust, anything at all, if there's something that is blocking you from creating a passive income through property, then comment below and I'll use that as stimulus for future videos. Okay, thanks so much guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.